Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on Black Ops 4. Alright, so here we are back on Black Ops 4. I stopped doing this series a little bit ago where we were going and trying to get to max prestige. Okay, we got a death effect. I got 8 cases sitting here. I've been playing zombies the past couple days, and I've been choosing all of the contracts that give me reserve cases, so then when I came back to make a video, I could do a little mini reserve crate opening for you guys, and it really seems like we're not getting anything. I was hoping we could get at least something good, but let's see. No, that was terrible. I mean, that's a decent camo, I guess. Last one, we got a war paint for Firebreak. Like, oh my god. See, most of the things in supply drops aren't that bad. The only thing that I really don't like about supply drops is the fact that you can get duplicates, which is just awful. Like, with how much stuff is in the supply drops, it's ridiculous that you're actually able to get duplicates. I mean, that and the fact that there's just some god-awful stuff in there. Like that one outfit we just got for Recon or whatever. Like, that was awful. It looked like the default skin. Like, if you're gonna have supply drops with all this stuff, like, I get having lower valued stuff, but like, don't throw in that like generic looking crap, man. Whatever, I guess I shouldn't complain too much considering that supply drops are gone from COD and they're probably never coming back, thank God. See, the thing is, I actually kind of like the idea of supply drops and like the whole thing around it. It's just the fact that I'm kind of salty because I used to spend so much freaking money on them. And on top of that, it is pretty gimmicky, and the fact that you could possibly never get a gun that you want, like, it's pretty awful. So, if they were, let's just go to, like, a parallel universe where they were to bring back supply drops into COD. I think the best way they could probably do it is kind of do what they did in this game and over in World War II, I believe it was, where there's like contracts and different challenges you can do that aren't too crazy, and they'll give you like a supply drop or two per thing. And I think they could implement the common and rare supply drop thing if they wanted to, where say maybe you were given a contract and you had the choice of the reward either being 1 rare supply drop or 3 common supply drops or something like that. And then you go and you do your challenge or whatever. And then when it comes to the actual supply drops and the things you get out of it, I think maybe they could put, if they wanted to put like weapons into it, they could do something kind of like in Infinite Warfare, and I think World War II and MWR had it, where you can either go through and open up a bunch of supply drops and you get stuff or parts that go towards the weapons that you want, or you can just go do a challenge and unlock the weapon like that, like they do now in Cold War and Vanguard. And if they wanted to, they could even keep it in the supply drop, so then when you're opening a supply drop, say there's a weapon you want, you're like, okay, I'm going to open a few supply drops, then I'm going to go do some challenges to get this weapon. You open some supply drops, oh, there's a weapon. Okay, don't got to do the challenges now, but it still wouldn't be like pay to win like it was in this game or like Black Ops 3, because there's still a way to work towards it. I don't really have any other ideas on how they can make supply drops work if they were ever to do it again. Like I said, I know they won't now because now they're just all about overpriced $20 bundles where it's arguable, or it's debatable, there's the word, as to which one's worse, because you can either spend $20 to get a camo for 1 gun and a skin for 1 operator, or you could spend like $10 on supply drops and possibly get, I mean, I opened 8 reserve crates right here and I got everything that you would get inside of a bundle, but more arguably. I mean, look, I got a couple skins, couple face paints, got multiple camos and death effects and charms and stuff. I don't know, you guys know me, I go on these weird, just random tangents about the most weird, or just the most outlandish stuff, but I mean, it's the stuff that goes through my head, it's the stuff I think about, so I mean, might as well just put it out there. Oh yeah, I just forgot, I was saying it earlier in the video, but I cut myself off. Originally, I was gonna do a series on this game where it was called Race for Prestige, and we were just gonna go through, try to get either first prestige or just go all the way to max prestige. I was basically just gonna go until the series fell off and until people stopped enjoying it, and we only did about like 2 or 3 episodes, and then people really stopped enjoying it, so I went over and did it on Infinite Warfare, and people seemed to enjoy that a lot more. It was getting more views, a lot more likes, a lot more positive feedback, but then we ran into a problem where I don't know what's been going on lately, but that game's kind of dead now, and during the weeks it's literally impossible to find a match, and the only times that I could were on the weekends, but whenever I played on the weekends, the Super Sweats were on. So we're back here on Black Ops 4 because this seems to be like the oldest COD that still has a pretty sustainable player base on a regular basis, at least. So hey, if this video ends up doing well or whatever, then I'll continue doing the series over here. Also, I'm sorry if my commentary has been all over the place or kind of jumbled in this video. I am like, I don't even know what it is. I'm just kind of tired right now. It's real dreary out, man. I was outside for my morning walk just trying to enjoy it. It was all rainy and gloomy and depressing, so that's got me all tired or whatever. And, but yeah, it's been a while since I've given you guys an update on the games I've been playing outside of the channel. So I just beat both Mortal Kombat X and 11 within the past, like, 3 days. Both of those games were freaking phenomenal. It's basically, if you've never played them, I highly recommend. See, Mortal Kombat 9 was like a soft reboot for the series, so if you want the full story, I'd say go back to 9, then X, then 11, but I know a lot of people don't have 360s or PS3 sitting around as much anymore. It's mainly just like Xbox Ones and PS4s and whatever, so yeah, I'd say start with MKX and then go to MK11, because MKX really just kind of sums up everything that happened in MK9 in about like 2 minutes anyway in the opening cutscene, but the games are literally just like 3 to 4 hour long action movies with fighting like sections in between where you play as the characters during some of the fights, but it's really freaking entertaining. It's just like a joyride to get through. I've actually beaten like 4 or 5 games in the last week. So last week I finished AC Valhalla, which I made a full like 15-minute video discussing my thoughts on that, because that game was it was tugging on all my emotions on how I felt about the game. But I beat that, and then I beat the MKX and 11, and then I beat Battlefield 1. That campaign, it's kind of interesting how it works. It's like one big story compiled of like 5 or 6 different smaller stories. It's like from all the different factions or divisions of the military during World War I, I guess. There's like the tanks, and you got a little bit of like Navy type stuff or whatever. Then you got the Air Force, and then you just got like normal people on the ground running in, infiltrating, shooting stuff in the face. It was pretty good. I could have sworn there was another game I played in between, but I'm really having a hard time remembering. Oh, Deadlight, that's what it was. It's like a 2D platformer, quote-unquote hard zombie survival game thing, I guess. It was pretty good. It was literally 2 hours long, so it was a really easy play. But if you guys aren't familiar with like my tastes in gaming or whatever, I know I don't always talk about it a lot, but even though I only play FPSs on this channel mainly, I play a lot of different games. I love like dungeon crawlers. I've gotten into some point and clicks. I've played RPGs, JRPGs, ARPGs. Obviously FPS games, survival games, platformers, just any of those like weird indie horror games or indie platformers. Like, I'm into a lot of different stuff. I've always had a mega soft spot for racing games. I grew up on like the Burnout series and some of the Need for Speed games and stuff. So yeah, I have a pretty wide like tastes or wide variety of games that I like. Storm, can we get at least one? Hey, we got 2. I'm cool with that. I just realized I'm going 21-3. I didn't even realize I'm actually doing good this game. What the heck? Most of the time when I try to make videos and talk at the same time, I die like crazy, but somehow I'm like popping off right now. But I am not going to complain. I'm just gonna take it, but I'm not gonna get too sucked up into it, because once I start getting sucked up into it and telling myself that I'm doing good, that's when I start dying and start sucking. So I just need to tell myself that I'm sucking, so then I stay motivated to actually keep up this streak. But yeah, this morning I just started Metro Last Light, which is a sequel to Metro 2033, which I thought that game was freaking phenomenal. I had a lot of fun playing through that game, and so far I'm only about 2 hours into Last Light, but it's really good, really holding up to the original. And I've heard mixed things on Exodus. From the majority of what I've heard, though, it's a really underrated game, so I'm pretty excited to get to it. I just hope it doesn't pull a Dead Space 3 and switch the series up in a not so good way, but I'm staying hopeful. Like I said, 2033 and Last Light in terms of tone, atmosphere, gameplay, story, in terms of the quality across all of those things, like, it's checking all across the board. So once I finish Last Light, I'll be pretty excited to wrap up the series and hop over into Exodus. And then after this game, I'm probably gonna hop over to Darksiders 2, because I really enjoy the original. It's basically like Zelda for adults. That's the only way I know how to explain it. The combat, the dungeon searching, and the bosses and everything. It's a really freaking cool game. Yeah. In each one, you play as one of the 4 horsemen. The first one you play as War. The second one, you play as Death. I'm not sure what you play as in 3 and 4, but I'm really excited to go through that series too. The first one just like instantly hooked me. I've heard this series only gets better from here, so I'm really excited to see where it goes. All right, boys, we're 36-3. We got a 12 KD going. I've just been casually talking about literally every other game besides the game that I'm actually playing. Okay. We got a couple guys in the back. We got 4 kills till the game is over. If we can finish with only 3 deaths, I mean, even if I do get another death, I won't complain too much, because that's still a pretty good KD. Come on, we're going to sneak up from behind, and there we go. Final kill, 38-3, 12.67 KD. I will take that. I think that's a good game to end on. Anyway, as always, guys, a shout out to the Patrons, Fav Grandma, and Lil Bootytap. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. Go down below, do all that stuff. But yeah, man, I literally didn't expect to pop off like that in that game. But anyways, I upload every single day at 7 p.m. So if you like the content, if you're interested in what I'm doing here, you can come back, find me here tomorrow. I've been doing this for 2 years. I haven't missed a day. I'm always here. And plus, if you enjoyed this video or want to see what other types of content I make, there's literally what, the 365 days in a year. There's 730 other videos you can go watch with me, okay, if you enjoyed this. But yeah, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna make yet. I might switch it up and do like a Minecraft build battle video. It's been a while since we've done one of those, so look forward to that. Anyways, love you all. Thank you for watching.